Greetings to all, and I appreciate you stopping by Coffee Talk. My name is Gerson Torres. You're in the perfect place if you want to lose your mind because you're sick of the chaos. We provide you with open discussion and in-depth analysis as we examine the most significant political issues and current events. Just honest discussions with several noteworthy viewpoints, devoid of bias or filler. Now let's get moving. Donald Trump's departure from the White House in January 2021 did not end his political career. They are simply now bigger. Project 2025 is the sole topic of conversation when it comes to Trump these days. It is a comprehensive plan to transform American politics, economy, and democracy. As Trump describes it, the major goals are to increase presidential authority, curtail the deep state, and shrink the size of the federal government. But what does this specific strategy signify for American democracy? Removing federal agencies' independence is one of Project 2025's most important recommendations. According to Trump and his backers, career bureaucrats have too much power and many agencies function independently of the president. The plan calls for reorganizing entire departments, streamlining the civil servant firing procedure, and making agency heads accountable to the president's objectives. However, critics caution that this would weaken the government's checks and balances and undermine the impartial and capable civil service. The goal of the civil service is to preserve political continuity between presidents. If a president has the power to fire federal employees and install loyalists in their place, there's a potential that a system of more political influence and less accountability will be formed within the executive branch. For Trump and his allies, this reorganization represents an essential first step in draining the swamp, a term he coined during the campaign to express his desire to eliminate what he views as entrenched, unelected influence in Washington. However, others think it would jeopardize the fundamental tenets of American democracy, which call for the separation and restraint of governmental power. Another crucial element of Project 2025 is the extension of executive authority. Trump has frequently voiced his dissatisfaction with Congress, claiming that it is too fragmented and works too slowly to enact significant improvements. In line with his proposal, the president would have greater direct control over decision-making, with less involvement from the courts and Congress. Supporters contend that this would result in a more efficient administration, while opponents worry that it could lead to authoritarianism and erode the checks and balances that keep any one branch from growing too strong. Project 2025 has far-reaching effects that go beyond simply restructuring bureaucracy. It also offers suggestions for tax breaks, changes to taxes, cuts to social safety net programs, and a loosening of environmental regulations. Though many people oppose these concepts because they fear what will happen to vulnerable groups and the environment, they also fit with Trump's vision of a more conservative America. The proposal's overall view of democracy, though, is what worries me the most. Project 2025 challenges the status quo in a nation where institutions are set up to restrict the authority of any one person or branch of the government. The proposal's detractors contend that it might decrease the power of the legislative and judicial branches of government, erode constitutional safeguards, and empower the president more than before, all of which could result in instability within the democratic system. We must reclaim our nation from the unelected bureaucrats. The people of America should have a government that serves them, not the other way around. Trump's plan's proponents contend that the federal government has become excessively strong, sweeping, and unaccountable. They think that Project 2025 would strengthen the people's authority and make the government more accommodating to the wishes of the people. Opponents, however, caution that democracy is brittle and that a concentration of power in the executive branch could jeopardize the very liberties that Trump's followers want to uphold. Regarding the future, Project 2025 marks a significant turning point in American history. The country's ability to manage the delicate balance of power, liberty, and accountability will determine whether American democracy is strengthened or weakened, just as much as who holds the highest position. I appreciate you stopping by to meet me today. I would be so appreciative if you could give this video a thumbs up if it was fun or taught you something new. Please feel free to leave a comment below. I always like reading them. In addition, remember to subscribe if you haven't already, so that you may be notified when new videos are released. In addition, make sure not to miss the next one by clicking the bell button. I'm hoping to see you in the upcoming film. Till then, exercise caution.